Yes, people, what's going on? It's your boy JP, aka the Popular Loner. Before we get busy, I need you to hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna come with some content, like probably drop something once a week. I'm gonna be coming with some movies, maybe a bit of football. I mean, obviously the music thing, we're gonna be getting into that as well. But today we're gonna focus on Coming to America because the trailer dropped today and man is proper gassed. Coming to America 2. Yes, the wait is over after a long 31 years, I believe.
She's your queen to be, a queen to be forever, a queen who'll do whatever His Highness desires.
Yeah, this is a mad scene because it's like I really loved it because I love the way that, you know what I mean, the dude obviously couldn't sing, but he was singing with chest, you know what I mean, mad conviction. He was just fully involved, you know what I mean? It always cracked me up. And I remember like back in the days, like when I was young, like if you saw a girl that you liked and whatever, you was like, if she was top tier, she'd be like, yeah, she's a queen to be, man. You know what I mean? And the man then would be singing, pretending to be this guy. So yeah, man, this is a standout clip for sure. Like as a kid, like I don't really remember too many films like with a lot of black people in it, you know, that really showed them in a positive light. You know, royalty, you know, having money, like positivity, like doing a lot of good things, you know what I mean? It was a good look. I think Eddie Murphy was definitely a groundbreaker back in the days because, you know, when you're a young kid, I mean, the kids probably of today are probably different, but I mean, when you're like 10, 11, them sort of ages, 12, you're not really thinking too much about the inequalities and whatnot, you know what I mean? You're just watching the film, whether there's whoever's in it, do you know what I mean? If you like it, you like it. But I remember this really standing out and making a mad impression.
A couple rich fellas like you should be in Manhattan. This ain't the Waldorf or the Palace.
The Palace sounds good. Take us there.
No, I want Queens. And we're not rich. We're ordinary African students. Whatever you say, pal.
Yeah, I love when they first touched down in Queens. Do you know what I mean? Like Hakeem and Semi, like Semi's not feeling it whatsoever. Like he's fully involved in that prestige, bougie life. But Hakeem, do you know what I mean? He's obviously been sport his whole life. So he wants to get a taste of the real life. So they go to the hood, do you know what I mean? In Queens, just pull up in a regular taxi with the Louis Vuitton luggage and just touch down in the hood. When they get out of the cab, the first thing they see is a barbershop. And Hakeem's like, yo, real Americans, do you know what I mean? And it's really funny. But obviously, if you've grown up in a deprived area in the inner city, you know, the barbershop is the hub or one of the hubs of the community, do you know what I mean? So for the guys, you know what I mean, you're going to go in there, do you know what I mean, and just hang out, just catch up and whatnot. But yeah, so as a viewer, you see a young Cuba Gooding Jr. before he blows up. Do you know what I mean? So they need to put him in Coming to America too. Like if I see him sitting in that same chair 30 years later, I'm going to lose my mind. Popcorn's going to be flying everywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, now what the fuck do you want?
We desire a room.
But you better not be wasting my time. You got money? Come on in, gentlemen.
Yo, man, get the big bag again.
Excuse me if I was brusque, but sometimes we get boo-boos in here without a dollar to their name. But obviously you gentlemen came in on another boat. There's only one bathroom on this floor, so you're gonna have to share it. A little bit of an insect problem, but you boys from Africa, you're used to that.
Like, so this movie was made like 31 years ago. So the ignorance regarding like Africa and being from Africa was literally an all-time high. Right, and this movie really kind of plays on that and highlights that, like the ignorance to the Americans, you know what I mean, how they see the two guys from Africa, do you know what I mean, like they're super ignorant, do you know what I mean, and like back in them days, that's how it was, do you know what I mean, because those were the images, do you know what I mean, if you grew up in like the West, do you know what I mean, America, Europe, whatever, do you know what I mean, being black, even you have those assumptions, you know what I mean, because that was the images that was constantly being pushed. Anytime you heard of Africa, it was always like crazy starving kids, flies buzzing around their faces, like stupid, like it was mad, do you know what I mean? So Eddie Murphy was way ahead of his time because he obviously knew that that was absolute bullshit, do you know what I mean? So he kind of like poked fun at that whole stereotype in this movie.
Always wanted to be beautiful, sexy, easy as 1, 2, 3.
Just let your soul glow. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow, baby. Feeling oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow.
Soul glow. I want you to put your hands together and welcome him to the stage. Big round of applause for Jackson Heights' own Mr. Randy Watson. Yes, Randy Watson. That boy is good. Good and terrible.
Like the bounce that we got from this movie, that still to this day, certain lines are being used. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you did anything, say for example, like you tried to do something, tried to make someone laugh, or you was performing and it just didn't go down well. Do you know what I mean? Like, your friends will be in the background, or your friends will be like, yo, sexual chocolate. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was always known for, like, if you was embarrassing yourself or whatever you did just went down like a lead balloon. Do you know what I mean? People would just be like, sexual chocolate.
Chocolate. They play so fine, don't you agree? I believe the children are our future. Thank you. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride.
Randy Watson, like, he's a proper character. It must have been like so much fun just kind of doing all these different characters in the same movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think this is probably the first time I ever saw anyone play different characters, me personally, in the same film. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it would have been done before, but it's the first time as far as I can remember. Obviously, Eddie Murphy was synonymous with that. Like, there's so many movies he went on and did the same kind of thing for. So a lot of the original cast are going to be in the new movie. And one of my favourite characters, which I've found out that he is going to be in it, and that's the chubby dude from McDowell's, the one that says, when the big bucks start rolling in. Like, that's a classic line. And yeah, everyone knows who he is. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if he finally made it to be a manager now.
God damn, boy, what's that? Some kind of weave or something?
It is my natural hair. I have been growing it since birth.
Oh, shit, what kind of chemical you got in there?
I have put no chemicals, only juices and berries.
Shit, that ain't nothing but ultra-firm. Tell me how you want me to cut this.
Just make it nice and neat.
That'll be $8.
You know, I started on cleanup just like you guys. But now, see, I'm washing lettuce. Soon I'll be on fries, then the grill. A year or two, I make assistant manager. And that's where the big bucks start rolling in.
Just 2 years, huh?
I mentioned at the beginning, Trading Places. Like, that's probably my favourite movie. It's a tough choice between Coming to America and Trading Places, but the way they linked the two movies together when Hakeem and Lisa was on their date and they were strolling by and Hakeem gives two tramps some money. The two bums that are just there chilling on the street, just sleeping rough. When you realise it's actually the brothers Duke and Duke, Randolph and Mortimer, like, that was crazy. And I was always hoped they would do a Trading Places part 2 and like we would get to find out what happened to the Duke brothers. But that never really happened. And I'm sure they probably passed away by now because they were pretty old back then. But yeah, that was a really, really good moment.
Thank you. Look. Mortimer, we're back.
Coming to America is essentially a fairy tale. The prince finds his sleeping beauty and they all live happily ever after. So yeah, so for the last 30 years we've been wondering, so yeah, whatever happened to these guys? So now, after a long wait, we finally get to see. So I just really, really fingers crossed hoping that it's going to be good and it's not going to be a flop. I'm feeling confident just because of who's involved. I'm sure Eddie Murphy's not going to put his name to something that's going to be whack. He knows how much of a cult movie this is. So yeah, I'm kind of gassed.